Does it have to be this early in the morning? This happens nearly every day, often multiple times. This is the siren telling us that there's a collapsing pocket dimension. Our job is to stabilize the dimension, or, at the very least, ensure it collapses quietly. Well, at least there's still coffee left. But it's so watery. Can they even call this coffee? All the controls should be set. And jump. Whoa. Every dimension is a unique fragment of reality. Some are vast, sprawling expanses, while others are tiny, isolated pockets of space. This particular rift opened to a lake, and I could see a towering maple tree in the distance. I noticed a platform in the middle of the tree. I went over to inspect it. An inkwell dry and a sword rests. Heck if I know what that's supposed to mean. Each collapsing dimension needs to be stabilized before it fractures. This process looks different depending on the dimension, but this one looked like I needed to find something to put on these pedestals. Usually it's pretty obvious. Hey, netherite! This guy must have been loaded. I saw a series of armor stands. It looked like one of them was missing a chest plate and leggings. The book on the wall said something about striking when your enemy least expects it. I saw the missing armor on the floor and tried putting it on the stand. No dice. I took it off again. Maybe it would look better in my room back at the lab. I didn't want to linger too long on this puzzle. I read the book again, and then it seemed obvious. I attacked the armor stand while his defenses were down, and a sword fell off the wall. Sword of a lost soldier. The second pedestal said something about a resting sword. This is probably it. I put the sword on the podium, and it seemed like it was the right item. Now I'll just have to find out about this dry inkwell. I checked the other house. It was mostly empty, but I saw 3 lecterns with a book on each one. And it seemed like each one had a haiku and a bunch of empty pages after it. Glass across the earth. Not a ripple stirs the deep, mirroring the sky. Fiery canopy, drifting down to touch the glass. Summer turns to ash. Vast and velvet dark, spilled with dust of silver bone. Silent cosmos breathes. I tried to find connections between the 3 poems. The first one was clearly about water, and specifically a lake at that. The second and third were a bit trickier. It seemed like the third one had something to do with space. And the last one seemed to be some kind of tree canopy. I went over them again, and it seemed like they were meant to match the scenery outside. A still, glass-like pond, a red canopy like fire, and the vast darkness of space above it. So it seemed like they were 3 parts of a whole. But to what? I looked around the house. There wasn't much there, no furniture except the 3 desks, although there were papers scattered across the floor. I paced around, trying to find something that made sense. And then I looked at the papers again. They were the only other thing in the building. They had to be important. I didn't see a reason for their placement, unless it was some kind of code, but I looked in each room and counted the number. 5, 7, and 5. I figured this was some kind of code, but I couldn't find anywhere to input it. There wasn't a button or lever in sight. Then I realized the lecterns were the input. I put the code into each lectern. 5, 7, and 5. And looking at the books again, it made it more obvious. I realized the code was the syllable structure of a haiku. After I entered all the numbers, I found the brush of the forgotten poet. Now I had the last item, everything I needed for the 2 pedestals. I placed the brush on the remaining pedestal, and then finally the rift appeared. Easy enough. Stabilize, and out. Hey, before you go, I wanted to thank you so much for watching and ask you that if you enjoyed this, to please leave a like and subscribe.